Hello everyone and welcome back to the dojo. It's been a while since we've hosted a class. I think it took like 3 weeks or so, but we're back just in time before the holidays. I hope you are having a blast during this holiday time. And today I want to talk about how to deploy in a very simple way your Shiny applications. We've done a lot of Shiny application development, and at some point you might think like, oh, this would be cool if I could share with someone else this small application that you have, or if you're in a company setting and you want to share that application with other teams, authentication, and not many other things, you can do so in a very simple way through the use of shinyapps.io, which I will be covering today. This should be a very short, let's say, lesson. I don't think it will take us a significant amount of time. I'll just go through the uh, the steps that you might need to follow if you want to take this route of shinyapps.io. Now remember, this is not the only way to deploy a Shiny app. There's many other ways in which you can deploy a Shiny app. This is just, I would say, the easiest way to do it. There's a free version, so please make sure to try that out if you're interested. And there's also paid versions to that. Now, this is not an advertisement for Shiny Apps.io. I am not getting paid by our studio or by Posit, let's say. But yeah, so it's, you can go through the website. It's here, shinyapps.io. You can look at some of the features and some of the pricing also. You see they have a free version. That's what we will be using today. And then they have other things like $13 a month, 100 active hours. Now, active hours is very important. This is the number of hours your application can run, right? So it doesn't matter how many people are using the application at once. You could have 1,000 people using your application, but you still have that limit of 25 hours. Now, if you have different applications, let's say that you have 5 applications open, and then each application does consume these active hours, right? So if you have only one application, you have 25 hours only for that application. If you have 5 applications, that 24 hours, those 25 hours are shared across all those applications. Now, it doesn't matter if one person is using the application or multiple people are using that application, you still consume the same active time. So of course, if your application is very popular, then that's great because you could have 100 users with using that same active time. But if you have only one person, then of course that would be a bit of a waste, you could say. But anyway, we'll be using the free version. And then you can have many other things if you go for the professional version or the standard. You can see here that it adds authentication, so that means that you can make use of some API calls that you can use to authenticate users so that they cannot access information or something like this. There's other ways also to do that kind of authentication stuff, but that requires a lot more expertise and you might need to go a completely different route. Okay, now with that said, how do you start with Shiny Apps IO? Well, you go to login here. Then if you don't have an account, you just need to sign up. Okay, so make sure you fill in here your email, password, first name, last name, sign up. You'll receive some instructions in your email asking you to confirm, probably validate your email and regular stuff like this. And then you should be all set up. Now, I will be logging in, so I will be moving this a little bit away and then I'll bring it back. Okay, so that let's see. Give me 1 second. done. Yeah, this is the annoying part. I think this is probably the thing that will take the longest in this tutorial. Just me logging into the application itself. Okay, now here we have it. So you can see here that it says that there's one application online. That means that I have one application here hosted. I call it Force Analytics. I'm a Forza Motorsports fanatic. So I will be, this is an application I actually developed in my free time. This is not part of any tutorial that we've had, but I'll show it to you very quickly so that you know what that is and how is it that I hosted it here on Shiny Apps AO, and then how is it that you can include that information in here. So once you have your account, you want to go to where it says here where it says tokens, right? And at some point I'll have to, well, let's click it. Yeah, here. So I will not, well, maybe I should just click show and it'll show some stuff, and I'll blur out the parts that cannot be shown, right? But here you will see some information, and that information you can use to input here into our studio. So I will just quickly show that, and here you have it, right? You have RS Connect, your name for the account, then you have a token, and then you have a secret. So this is very, very simple. So basically what you need to do is you need to go to our studio. I already have it open here. Go to packages, make sure that you have installed RS Connect. I have it installed. So if you don't have it installed, make sure to click install and type RS Connect, click install, then you should be fine. Once you have that installed, you want to make sure to copy this, click here, copy to clipboard, or show the secret and copy that manually, and then you want to paste that into here. And once you execute that code, it'll ask you for some things to do. I'm not going to be going through that, but it's pretty straightforward. It actually says it in here. So yeah, once you run it, you won't need to run it again in your particular environment, right? So I'm going to close this now. And next, once we have that up and running, you should have here, for example, something that says manage accounts, and you would see that you have your, I have the SamuRai Lab account, shinyapps.io account already in here. Now, how do you publish the application? Well, that's actually the simplest part. Once, assuming that it's already running and you have that application, all you need to do is make sure that you're running it in a window. I think that's the easiest way of doing it. Run in a window, then you can just click run app. You'll see a window open up, and then you can just click here where it says republish. Now I will just quickly show you what this application is about. This is an application to basically look at my driving at Forza Motorsports, and it has some telemetry. It tells me what I'm accelerating, braking, etc., and lap time, and I can export all those graphs. So you know, pretty standard stuff. You should be able to do this kind of application by now. Now once you test that it's actually working, etc., all you need to do is click here republish. So publish the application or document. So I'm going to click that. I'm going to click that I want to deploy the app. Let's call it Force Analytics. And then you just click publish. I will not launch the browser, so I will unselect this. Click publish. It says override Force Analytics. Yes, you click replace, and then you will see that it's going to start doing something in here. um, it's going to start publishing that application. It's going to take a bit, so let's just be a little patient here. It says installing some dependencies, etc. Packages. I think it takes like what, like a minute or so. Once that it's published, we'll get to see where this is at, and then we'll run it from the actual website, so that you see that I'm not actually running it anywhere in here. I won't be loading any data at that point to the application. You already saw what it looks like when data is loaded, but I will just quickly type that so that you can see how it looks like on the web browser, and then I'll tell you how you can change some of the defaults for active hours, because when application is initially running, the timeout time for that is, I think, a bit too long, and that can definitely eat into your active hours. So that's something you want to take care of, especially if you're on the free plan. 25 hours, if it's just yourself, well, it's not a lot. If it's a few people, also not too much. But yeah, let's see if you can make the most out of that free time. Taking forever, huh? Installing packages. Yeah, it's progressing, installing files, so we're a bit closer. Pushing image. Oh man. Takes much longer than expected. Oh, I think it's done. Yeah, I think it's done. So I think I can close this. Okay. Yeah, I can close this. Now, if I go back here, and I need to really cover all that, you'll see that we have the application, and it says it's already running. It's running because we pushed it, and it's actually, it initiates automatically. So if we click this, we'll see, for example, the number of total hours that it's been running, when it was deployed, updated, etc., which is basically today. You can see that I created a long time ago. And then you have the URL. If I click this, the application should load. There you have it. So here we have our application track, telemetry, and then we have, of course, browse. If I click this, I can upload a file. Now I won't be doing that. I already see how it works. So I will be closing this one. And then we have that it's now consuming active hours. You can see that it's consuming active hours. You have many other things like settings, users. You can add here security settings, but you might need to change to a plan that is not free to be able to use that. But the important setting, I think, that you would need to change is instance idle timeout here in settings. Yeah, I don't think it allows you to change that part, but it doesn't matter, because what we want to change is not even in advanced, is in instance idle timeout. So here it says that the minimum is 5 minutes. So this you want to set up to 5 minutes. That means that after 5 minutes of inactivity, the application will just close itself, which can save you on basically active hours. The default is 15 minutes, which I think it's way too long, especially if you're on a free plan, right? 15 minutes, someone logs into the application or launches it, uses it for 1 minute, and then it's gonna be basically running for an additional 15 minutes in there after the user stops interacting with it. So that's a big waste of active hours. So make sure to change this to 5 minutes. Now, what happens if you want to delete an application or stop an application? You can see that this one is running. And we click here. I think we can, where is it? I think it's Um, where is it? Here it is. Instances. You can stop this instance, and if you stop it, it'll basically just stop the application from running. So if we go back to the dashboard, we should see that it's now sleeping. If we click Force Analytics and we launch it via the URL, then it'll launch the instance again and it'll stop consuming active hours. If you want to delete an application, well, you can just click delete in here. If you want to, let's say that you make some changes to your application, you added some new libraries, or you extended the size of the file beyond 30 megabytes, you can just test the application, run it. Remember, run it in a window. And then after you run it in a window, make sure that you click the publish button that we saw. Fill in the information here, select what you want to do. You can uncheck or leave check launch browser, click publish, and that's basically it. You're done publishing your application. Like I said, very, very nice and simple way of publishing your Shiny applications. It's maybe not the cheapest way of doing it. Well, for 25 hours it is for the free plan, but that lacks a lot of control. Let's say if you want to limit access of that information. There's other ways in which you can probably launch or have a Shiny server and control access to it, but that requires a lot more knowledge, maybe knowing how to set up a virtual a VPS, virtual private server within AWS or any other hosting service that there is, and then you will need to configure all that by yourself, which is kind of maybe I teach you how to do it at some point, but I think that's a topic that most people will likely not be executing by themselves, and to train on that, well, you need to invest a little bit on setting up a tiny home server, for example, to do it. Anyway, I think yeah, that's it for today. Thank you very much for your time. As always, if you like the content that I have, like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. Tell your friends about our SamuRai Lab. Remember, this is all free, and I think it will forever. Well, it will forever remain free, I believe. And yeah, I just want to do something good for other people. In any case, I think this might be the last time we see, or the last lesson of the year. I don't think I'll be back before the end of the year. And in case I don't, I just want to wish all of you a happy holidays. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I'll see you next time. Remember, if you have any comments, leave them in the video. If you want me to cover something, also let me know. Class dismissed. Until next time, guys.